Now this topic, empowering strength from within. Empowering strength from within. Now you said this, and I'm going to repeat. Every life has a story. Every life has a story, and every life has a potential to teach. You want to?
Yeah, because we're fast.
Okay, please. Please.
Where do you want sister to be?
Yeah, I want to be. That's amazing.
Yeah, one more chair.
No, it's okay. I'm going to stand up and ask. I have the privilege. I have the privilege of asking questions to these 5 women, and I'm going to use that.
I think in your case.
Perfect.
Sorry.
You're most welcome. So let me introduce so you know the panelists here. I'll start with Madeline. So Madeline is would you introduce yourself quickly? Be faster.
My name is Madeline. I'm from the Philippines.
Hello, this is better?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Madeline. I'm from the Philippines. I'm a media professional. I'm currently a content producer for Gulf Intelligence.
Wow.
Yours.
Hi, I'm Jyotika, and I'm one of the Raj Yoga meditation teachers at the Raj Yoga Center.
I'm her sister. Very wonderful. I'm the ambassador of Francis. Love you, love you.
Appointed. Sorry, appointed.
And I'm her sister. Good evening, I'm Lata Nakra. I'm principal of GSS International School in Dubai. Good evening, my name is Bilu Advani, and I learned about the Raj Yoga meditation when I was married and living in Africa, in Nigeria. And it's been a wonderful journey to be here. I'm also, my background is a holistic life coach and a laughter coach. Thank you.
So here is a set of questions, and I'm going to ask around the room. Let me start with you, Madeline, since you're sitting in the corner. You work in an industry where very few men go in the leadership positions. How has the journey been?
Few women, you mean?
I'm so sorry. Few women. My apologies. I'm awed by this panel already.
Isn't it in most professions that women continues to still try to break the ceiling, you know, the glass ceiling? I think, I don't think about that much, that whether it's, I should go the ranks and, you know, let the men, go against the men. I just look at myself. It's a very challenging industry. It's a very fast-moving industry. Every day there is a lot of information that I need to digest. But because of that, I need to focus on myself. So there are 2 types of communication that happens during that process. First is the intrapersonal communication. And we all know that communication is a very absolutely essential aspect of any business. It's a foundation of any successful business. So to communicate properly, I first need to be clear within myself. So this intrapersonal communication needs to be very clear. Between the dialogue between me and myself should be know what is my purpose. What do I want? What am I here in this office for? And what do they want from me? Then from there, the interpersonal communication, the dialogue with other colleagues, other members of the company becomes different. Because it is clear to me what I want to say and what I want to deliver. And for me also to be able to understand, to absorb what another person wants, another colleague wants, I need to be clear in my intentions. Is this aligned? Is this not aligned? So this level of focus needs that foundation of clarity within the self.
That's very beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful. But when you think to you, Jyotika, you teach meditation, and we as women, how many of you wear only one hat? I've got 10 hats on my head. How many hats do you wear? Many. So we multitask. As a meditation teacher, how do you help women? She said clarity of thinking, clarity of who I am. How does that tie up with meditation? What does your experience say about women and success? Can you sort this out, please?
Just close it.
Let us close it. We can speak louder.
Janice.
Yeah, women, as you said, we are all multitasking, we wear many hats and we play many roles, and while playing all these roles, we get distracted. We are unable to do justice to any one role and we feel scattered often, and I want to do justice for all the roles I am playing. Then the need comes to get grounded, and we feel that this is where the meditation helps, because meditation asks us to give quality time to the self. And it doesn't need to be 1 hour, it doesn't need to be many hours, it can be even 1 minute. So I study a concept, a spiritual concept, I take it in and I personalize that, and I know my identity, who am I, apart from all the tasks I am doing. We call ourselves human beings, but we often have become human doings. Who are you? If someone asks you, what you will tell? You are a woman, you are a sister-in-law, you are a mother, you are an engineer, you are a doctor. But sorry, this is what you do. This is not what you are. We are something else when we are with ourselves. And these changes whenever we meet different people. But actually at the core, I am a being. And that being is the being of peace. That being is the being of love. That being is the being of happiness and wisdom. So when I understand that and take a quality time, maybe a minute or two, to understand that, to accept that, and from that sacred space inside, we come out and then start playing our roles, which is actually the doing part. So we feel that when I am that being and I understand and accept that, whatever I do would be justified. And I will not lose my balance there. My being and my doing will be in balance. And I'm very proud to say many of the sisters here and many of those sisters sitting over there, they all are wearing many hats, and many of them are facing many issues, many challenges, but they have been very strongly and balancedly have been able to deal with all of them, whether it is their health, whether it is their personality, whether it is their work field, whether it is in their relationship, they have been able to deal with many of those things. So I feel that meditation, as the word itself says, it is something which heals our feelings, which heals our emotions. So when that healing I can do every day on a daily basis and take off all that is unwanted and irrelevant, then I will be able to do more than my capacity, my understanding of my capacity.
Beautifully said. Now it's your turn, Leraviv. You spoke about your journey.
She talked everything touching my heart.
Yes, but you have traveled so much and you have progressed so much. What has been the journey and what have you learned in the process?
What I learned after her speech, after I've been also involved with sisters here, I learned one thing: we're not eternal. Put this in your mind. We're not eternal, but we can be eternal. But our energy, education, but what we give to the people as good will be. Resilience is something which all we have to stop to it and ask ourselves, like she said. Every morning I ask myself what I need from life. My dad passed away last year, and I understand that he did not take with him from life nothing. They wrap him in a white dress and they put him and they bury him. He gone, but he leave us as generation. He leave his children, and he educate us well. He always telling us, don't give the rest from your food, give the best.
Never give the dress old, give the new. Give to the people what you love to receive. And in the end is karma. You will get what you send. And the return come back to the way you deal with the people. Spirituality is not education, you can have it. You have it in your heart, in your soul, and you're born with it. Spirituality is a long journey to balance yourself and to cure yourself and to get that energy to yourself. Accept and love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, it's not an ego. You cannot love others. If you don't serve your body and do your meditation, your prayer, your beliefs, you cannot serve the humanity. Many things. What I'm taking out from me, each woman, like I said, you have something special, have some light. Learn from each other. Today, the knowledge you can buy it, the certificate title you can buy it, luxury you can buy it, beautiful brand you can buy it. But cannot buy yourself, your resilience, your balance, your humility, your simplicity. What I say in UAE, Sheikh Zayed, he never go to Cambridge and got certificate, doctorate, but he built an empire. He built the #1 country in the world solid because of his belief on what you send, what you get. And always I come back to Sister Jyotika, Sister Jayanti, and there is another one in London. Yeah, I send her regards too. When I see them, each one humble near the other one, and all of them full of knowledge, full of energy, full of education and high level, but always they make someone better than them, even though no one is better than anyone. We're all human beings. The tip from this treaty: transparency, tolerance, and testimony of humility. Keep that in your mind and keep 3S with you. Smile when you can. Sustain your resilience and your body and your balance, and be always simple, because simplicity is an art. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You very nicely mentioned what your father taught you and what you learned from the sheikh of the land. We have an educationalist with us. So, Lata, how is it to be a teacher? How do you deal with parents? How do you deal with children of today? And does being a woman have an advantage?
Good evening. Thank you for that wonderful question. Absolutely delighted to be here and share the stage with a wonderful set of people. Thank you for whoever has put us all together. Your question was whether my being a woman and heading a school is an advantage because I'm a woman. Okay, very interesting. If you think of the world today, my answer would be an undeniable yes. Not because men are not capable. You don't build women by diminishing men. That's not the way. I love what Sister Laila said, that the man is the shoulder and the woman is the heart. We really complement each other. Nevertheless, as I said, if you look at the situation in the world today, we are living in a kind of a VUCA world, a world which is volatile, a world which is confused, a world which is complex, and a world which is very ambiguous, unpredictable. So in such a world, we have little children growing up. As it is, even with adults, this has an impact, and it has worse impact on children. And children who are being born in this time are more aggressive, they have innumerable behavior problems, etc. So they need to be dealt with a lot of love, a lot of care, a lot of patience, a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy. But a woman can give that. So I feel like, it just comes very naturally to a woman, all these qualities, because by nature we are very spontaneously, giving out all this to our own children. And when you look at the school, they are also, your own children. So to deal with these behavior problems today, which are really very sometimes scary because of the kind of exposure children have, unfiltered information by way of internet, by way of social media. They become very aggressive. They have grown before their time. There's no childhood for them. So they need to be understood in depth. And even as they are growing, if you look at the adolescents, they have their own set of problems. We have students who are, at the drop of a hat, they are ready to slit their wrists for something very, very trivial. So fragile they have become. So it becomes so necessary for you to really step up and understand them, nurture them, and drive their mind in the right direction. Be with them till they have really stabilized themselves. So I feel that this compassion, really, at least for a school principal, I think it comes from a woman. Like they say, every woman is an inherent leader, and women lead with their heart. I know because there are times when I go patrolling floor after floor, just checking if every child is safe. Is every child feeling safe? Is there care and compassion in the classrooms? Are the teachers speaking in a loud, intimidating voices, or are they speaking softly and making children feel comfortable? So that's a journey which I think a woman can do very easily, because she's got the capacity to dive deep and delve into the real situation as it is and do what needs to be done. The depth of understanding, I think, is with women. So at least where children are concerned, at university level, children can express themselves, but when little children are concerned, at the school level from kindergarten to grade 12, yes, they need a mother there, and they need a lady principal, and I think therefore at school level, a woman being a principal is wonderful.
That is such an amazing answer. And honestly, that school is lucky if there is a principal who goes around to check if children are being taken care of. Amazing. Meelu, you are a laughter therapist, a consultant. How did you get into this field, and what have you learned about women and happiness? Because you're a happiness coach.
Yeah.
Women and happiness.
It's true. When I was moving from Nigeria to here, and I was in the airport pushing the trolley of my baggage, I saw two lines. One line in Arabic, which I didn't know what it meant, but the English one said, "This way to the happiest city in the world." So I said, this is a very tall order for an airport of a country to put this down. And I thought it was one, but it was every 5 minutes until we reached out. I was very fascinated. So I looked up about this country that I knew that I would be living because I fell in love with it. I realized there's a happiness street. Okay. I realized that there's a minister of happiness, which is Her Highness Hud bin Khalaf Al Rumi, and I realized that her projects in the government and service offices was only checking the index of happiness of people in this country, not just their people, but even the tourists. So Dubai or Middle East took happiness very seriously. And I was fascinated with that. And then I came to realize that what is it about women and happiness? And like how you, Sister Seema said, women and happiness are connected. Are women really happy or what? Women, I feel, I understand from whatever little that I'd learned, is that women like to suppress their emotions a lot. They're not very expressive with their emotion. They sort of keep it within themselves. And I was studying about happiness and health, and we say three trinity, right? Three things, health, wealth, and happiness. I was thinking, if you have happiness, that is actually health. And if you have a health, that will bring wealth automatically. So happiness was the highest index, and I made it really my personal project. And I was surprised to realize that Dubai today is ranked as the 21st happiest city in the world. Isn't that incredible? 21st. And also to understand how women can be happy, don't go very far, don't study too much, don't read too much. Remember, we have been inborn in our body, scientifically, the science of happiness, with 4 hormones. They're called the happy hormones. right, sister?
Yes.
The happy hormones. Do you know what they are?
Dopamine.
Dopamine. Dopamine means an act of self-reward. When you finish something, why do you think shopping feels so good? Right? Or when you help someone out, dopamine gives something, a kind of a self, a self-reward, self-comfort. And then the other one is serotonin. Well, that's a DO. Oxytocin. Oxytocin, like how Her Excellency Leila was saying about the power of women. We give birth. The highest level, medically tested, that oxytocin was released in a woman is when she carries her child after it's born. There's been nothing highest recorded in the level of this kind of hormone. And they call us hormonal being. Of course. Why not? So DOS, serotonin. Serotonin is when it's a mood stabilizer, and you have this hormone. Why do you think you feel so good when you sit in the sun? When you go out and see other people and you feel you're in that environment. So serotonin is natural. And then E, endorphins. Endorphins are the natural painkillers, and believe me, I like endorphins a lot because it means dark chocolates. And I really, so today who is responsible for your happiness? Not your husband, not your children, it's you.
I am.
And you don't have to wait for someone to release these 4 natural, hormones in us. They call us hormonal, beings. Let's go out and show in the world we really are.
Beautiful.
Beautifully said. Very well. So I'm going to ask one more tough question, and I'll start with you, Sister Leila, because you've got the microphone.
First of all, I want to say something. It's not the hormone who was for the happiness, the pocket money.
It always works.
Yeah, if they have now 20 million each, believe me, they will forget that.
So one word which you used many times, and it's also there on our poster, is resilience. Resilience, you've used it so many times. Resilience, the ability to bounce back when life gives you a curveball, come back. I want to ask you, what is your tool? What is the tool, technique you use yourself? And this is a question, it's going to come to each one of you.
I too.
Ultimately, this
I'm
group should
sorry,
go
I'm
with something.
gonna be egoist.
Go ahead.
When I wake up in the morning, I wash my face in the mirror, I say, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful. And people ask me, from where you get this energy? Everybody, all my people say, Leila, you don't stop, where you get the energy? Nothing. I wake up every morning at 5 o'clock, I do my prayer, I wash, I say I'm beautiful. I don't need to prove to the people who I am. I want to prove to myself and to my God and to my faith.
Beautifully said. Self-affirmation is the most powerful way of getting your confidence back.
Don't think you are fat, you are this, I have menopause, I have this, oh my God, I'm getting old, wrinkles. Believe me, just love yourself. This is the resilience. Know what you want from your life. Put a white paper, put yourself in square, set your goal, what you want, where you want, fix your objective, and love yourself. That's it.
Amazing. Amazing. Your turn. Latabe, what is your tool? How do you bounce back? It can't be easy. So many children.
Yeah, I do face challenges on a regular basis. And at one time I used to get very bogged down with that, and I used to get perturbed and shaken up by small things. But over time, I would say that I have learned, I feel I have really gathered that strength, that internal strength, to be able to bounce back and to be stable in the face of difficulties. One example is, the very recent one, 1 year and 8 months today. 1 year and 8 months ago, I lost my husband. And it was a very difficult time. I mean, it should have been a very difficult time, right? And I should have been, absolutely devastated. But there was some divine intervention, I felt, which just completely held me and made me feel that I was supported. And surprisingly, I was able to face that in a very, very dignified, stoic way. And I became the source of support to everyone around. to my own children, to my son and to my daughter-in-law and everyone around. So I feel that, over time, and how did this come about? How did I happen to control and gather myself at such a time? I would completely give it to the daily prayers and meditation that we do. Over time, that has built strength in me, because as I said earlier, I would get flustered over every small thing. I would react, and in a very, may not be a very nice way. But over time, this has built up. It has built a lot of inner strength in me, and therefore, despite the adverse situations, I feel I'm able to take life in the way I want to take it.
Beautifully
So
said.
the power has come back to me. Thank you very much.
Very well said. Meena, what about you? What is your toolkit? What tools do you use when life throws a curveball?
Yeah. I like what you said, Seema. I like what you said. You said something about resilient, and you said something very nice. You said rebound.
Yes.
Like you come back. I was thinking resilient and nature. If you look at nature, it is naturally resilient. You look at the trees, they lose their fruits, they lose their leaves, and they are literally dry and barren. But comes the season, they bear fruits, and they are bountiful. They come back again. I mean, if you break a bone, the body is so intelligent. In 6 weeks without doing anything, even if you put not a cast, but you put leaves like people do in villages, it actually heals back. So resilient is a natural thing. And for me, what is resilient is when you're able to heal back. When you're wounded and you're able to heal back. One of my earliest teacher in Raj Yoga, when I was living after Africa in UK, she was 104 years old. There's a picture of her. One day she was going to address a crowd of 1,000 people, and I was running late. As a student in London, you're not allowed to take the lift. You're supposed to walk up the stairs. But I thought nobody's going to watch me because I'm late. I cannot be late in front of her, because she literally groomed me. And the lift door opened, and there she was. And she saw me, and she said, "Come, come." So I went into the lift with her, and her companion was giving her juice and lots of medicines. And I said, "Oh my goodness, my teacher is so sick. She's so sick." And she caught my thought, that the word sick. And she told me, she did that. She said, "Have you seen my emeralds, rubies, sapphire, and pearls?" So that was her attitude towards healing, on how you take medicines. As I learned more and more about healing, and did several seminars on healing, there was one lady in the audience, and she was from Lebanon. She had just recovered she was a cancer survivor. And when we spoke about the attitude of taking medicines, how to take your medicines happily. It's not, the ingredients are going to work anyway, but the magic ingredients, which changes your disease to miracles, is the attitude with which you respect your medicine and take it. So she gave a very beautiful example. She said, "I take 17 tablets in a day for my cancer, surviving this thing. And every single day I look at my medicines, and I tell them that these are all the friends who have come together to play every morning. They are going to enter my stomach, and each one will go to their organs and help themselves. Every morning they are going to meet, and every day they are going to do this." So she said, "I take it with happiness." And what helps resilient for me, my personal journey in my healing of many types of illnesses like we are all prone to, really the art of forgiving yourself. We are too kind to people, but too cruel to ourselves. And we think that forgiveness is, "I forgive you." It's for others. No. Forgiveness is for you, because it is the kindest act of self-care you can give to yourself, so that you can move on.
That's so beautifully reminded. So beautifully reminded. Little sister, your toolkit.
Yes, my favorite toolkit is coming from a space of calmness, and as always, my favorite is clarity. As a journalist, this is our essence. You need to be very clear. And I think over time, because I practice meditation on a daily basis, the idea of this is to clear your mind every morning. It's not just the body that needs to be cleaned, but your mind is free from any doubts, any fears, any worries, any type of negative thought towards yourself and towards others. So I make sure every day that I clean, I have a self-check. So self-check is important, that you see whether there is something there that's, creating a negative vibe. Because the minute you create a thought, that thought vibrates. It vibrates through your body, it vibrates through your family, within your immediate environment at home, and in your office spaces. So this is my resilience tool. So when I focus on that, especially in my work, so there's just a lot of fast-moving deadlines, and the last minute I have a speaker and the speaker drop out. I need someone to come forward. So in that moment, in that space, I don't think, I don't create any other thought than solution. And in that way, the solution comes. When the window is dirty and we don't clean it, we can't see, right? Our glasses, our eyeglasses, if we don't clean it, we don't see the vision. So in this way, when we take care of it, then God takes care of the solution. It allows the opportunity for God to give us the solution. This is the magic when it happens. So it's like we always say when we have some projects and oh God, let this happen. Let nothing destroy this project, or please help us. So we always call to God on this. But God is ready to help. The solution is already there in front of us. But why we can't see? It's because we are not clear inside of us. So taking care of our mind, our thoughts, our feelings every day, that there's nothing in that is negative, or like a little dirt, we should not even allow it. And promise that God gives that kind of power that right there, the magic happens. And it always works. I always experience
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, last but not the least, all of them spoke about clarity of thought, belief, and looking after ourselves. What we have learned in this center is the power of meditation. So rather than getting Jyotika to speak, I'm going to invite you to have a meditation experience with Jyotika. The way she guides meditation is absolutely powerful. So keep your judgment aside. Let's give ourselves some minutes of connecting as each one of them spoke about. Are we ready? So phones down, keep your back straight, and let's follow what she says. All yours.
Thank you. Many times I hear people saying, oh, it is very hard to meditate, but actually it's a very natural practice. Have we ever been taught to talk? We very naturally learned how to talk. And how to think, we were never taught. So in meditation, we mix both these. We blend both these. We create a thought, but we make sure that the thought is positive. And we talk, and here we talk to the self. So both the things we were never taught. So it's very easy practice. I invite you all on a journey within ourselves. It's a journey within, and for this, maybe you are holding your devices, but there is one device there at the back which is taking care of the recording. So I advise all of you to keep anything, if you are holding anything in your hand, just keep them aside. And if you can make my words into your thoughts, and for this, maybe you can just keep them down. And you are invited, if you would like to, you can focus your vision on the point of light in front of you, or just close your eyes, whichever is easy, whichever is okay for you. Rest both the feet on the ground. Keep the back straight. If it is possible, rest your palm on your thighs. I consciously relax the whole physical body, starting from the feet. Relax the muscles in the feet. Relax the calf muscles, thighs. Consciously relax the abdomen muscles, back. Let go of any burden of the shoulders. Relax the neck muscles. Today, I'm in the company of my loved ones, my friends and companions. I allow a gentle smile to rest on my lips. At this very moment, I do not have any problem taking the advantage. I let go of the lines of worry from my forehead. Breathe in, breathe out 3 times. With every inhale, experience not only the oxygen reaching all the organs of the body, but as well as inhale the positivity, the awareness of our strength and worth, which is in the air at present. And exhale all the unnecessary, unwanted. I gather all my thoughts and focus on the point from where they emerge. I focus my attention in the center of the forehead, and I realize I am a being of light, a being of conscient energy, the life force, the source of life. At this moment, I feel relaxed. Because I am thinking about relaxation. Today, I take this method that my thought lead to my feelings. And as I sit here, I create a positive thought for myself. I am a being of peace. I am a being of love. I am a being of powers. Accepting peace as my original quality, I allow this peace and love, the vibrations, to reach each and every particle in my body. I also believe in the power of my positive thoughts. They travel. I allow these feelings of peace and love to travel far and wide. to my near and dear ones, my family, healing them, making them strong. I extend these thoughts to the whole humanity, my extended family out there. Everyone is yearning for peace. My thoughts of peace reach them all. And I also see my Mother Nature distressed. I wish for peace in the nature. I spend a moment in silence. I come back to this room and become aware of myself with the beauty of peace, love, and inner strength. Today, I make up my mind to share these beautiful gifts with whomever I meet. Thank you.